Guys, we want to welcome everybody to this morning's ARIIX Zoom call. We do 8 of these a week. This is the kickoff of the week. Actually, I think there ends up being 9 or 10 if you count the training on Saturday and the training on Sunday night that many of you were on last night with Brent Palmer and Kristal. I hear it was just absolutely fantastic. My name is Todd, Rowland. I'm coming to you from Florida. I've got a number of co-hosts. I'll be introducing them as we go through the PowerPoint. They're going to show up at different time frames. But if you're here for the first time looking at this, or you've just joined the company, we always share with people there's a couple things available. One, there is a chance to transform your health. And that can mean a lot of things. It may be that you have weight you want to lose, energy that you want to regain or have more of. Maybe you want to sleep better at night. Maybe you've got some inflammation going on. Maybe you want to improve the skin, hair, nails. There's all kinds of things we can help out with. And the second thing that'll be available as you look at this is a way to create extra income for your family. It's a way to have a home-based business. That used to be a taboo word. As I was just sharing, I used to be a high school football coach. I've actually coached in Tennessee, Arkansas, and Florida. But during that time frame, my wife and I had 4 children. And if you know anything about a high school coach's salary, our income is based upon a year-over-year raise, not necessarily performance. So as I began to have those children, I had 2 in 11 months, and then my third one came just about a year and a half later. So my expenses at the house were outrunning my year-over-year raise, and I was starting to fall slowly behind. Many people can relate to that. Some can't, but anytime you live a little bit below paycheck to paycheck, it will catch up to you, and the piper will call. And that's where I found myself when I was in my low 30s, and I began praying and looking for something better in life, and wasn't really praying for this industry or a home-based business, but it did find me. I began to do it for extra income, and over the course of a couple years part-time, it was tripling my coach's income, and this is now all that we do. It's our full-time living. Home-based business used to be what I call a taboo word, although I thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. But in today's world, with all the changes that we've seen, a home-based business is not such a bad thing. Many people have been working from home and found out it's pretty nice to spend more time with the family and not fight the traffic and do all those kinds of things. And the greatest thing about our particular home-based business, which is in the network marketing industry, is that you get to dictate the amount of time you want to put into it. So it's not something you have to carve out 1,000 hours for on day one. You just put a few hours a week into it in the beginning. It's very low-cost startup. You can be started here if you came in at the highest level for $2,000, but we have a lot of startup packages less than $400, and you're in business. You can go out there and create a financial independence for yourself if you're willing to work hard. One of our co-hosts this morning is coming to us from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where the storms are this morning. Looking at that on the Weather Channel this morning. But Tammy, she used our business to transform 2 areas of her life. As you can see, she lost her last 10 pounds, made a health transformation, improved her hair, skin, and nails, and her overall appearance. But Tammy also was the office manager for her husband's very large mortgage company there in Myrtle Beach. And because of the residual income she started building this, it allowed her to be a stay-at-home mom with her 2 girls when they were in elementary school, and now they're headed into high school. Tammy, tell us a bit about that.
Absolutely, Todd. Thank you. And yeah, you know, it's interesting because I was on Facebook this morning, and my memory from 11 years ago was I am stuck at the office. I wish it was Sunday and I was back at the pool. And I was like, you know, wow, I can spend 30 minutes on a Zoom today and go spend the rest of the day at the beach. So it has been time freedom. It started out with the health transformation. I lost weight. My husband lost 40 pounds. You know, we just started having energy. We started feeling good. And I think naturally when you feel good, you want to share it with everybody around you because you want them to know that they can feel good. And through sharing, I was able to leave my full-time job here at the mortgage company and start getting back time that I lost with my kids. You know, I wasn't able to go on field trips, wasn't able to volunteer at class parties, and just missed so much. And I'm thankful that I was able to gain my time back and be a full-time mom and just create those memories with them. You know, you can't get lost time back. So it's a blessing.
Yeah. And Anthony, by the way, Anthony's one of our co-hosts. Chip Hellmann and Christy Oakey will also be joining us. So make sure they're co-hosts too, so they'll be able to unmute when we get to them. And for those of you here for the first time, the name of the company that we're home-based business owners in is called ARIIX. And the great thing about our industry, the network marketing or multi-level marketing industry, is that the company kind of does all the hard stuff. They create all the offices around the world, which we're currently with physical offices in 22 countries. We're shipping into over 40 now. I think that number is growing rapidly. We just added South Africa to a list of most European countries, Australia, China, Japan, Mexico, Canada. We've been in business as a company almost 9 years. We're on pace this year to do more than 500 million in revenue worldwide. What we do is really simple. We manufacture and distribute some of the cleanest, best products that are known to mankind in multiple categories. We call them brands or divisions in our company. As you can see there on your screen, we have a nutrition division. We have a weight loss division. We have an energy drink, protein drink division. We have a clean air and water, and now a medical grade disinfectant division. We have essential oils, Jove and Nucerity are two different skincare lines. We have a third skincare line coming live this fall that will include what we call a never ever list, never a paraben, a sulfate, anything along those lines. We have shampoos, conditioners, toothpaste. As a matter of fact, our CEO was on a call with us Saturday morning. A lot of you have seen that in Zoom, either live or recorded. But he was just sharing that multiple other brands will now be joining us in the very near future. We have a team of doctors out there, now in excess of 60 plus doctors, headed up by our Chief Product Officer, Deanna Latson. Deanna had spoken at over 800 universities on the subject of nutrition. So she is a stickler for making sure all ingredients that we ever use come from the best source available and that we don't have negative ingredients involved. Dr. Strand, our chief medical doctor, wrote a book called What Your Doctor Doesn't Know About Nutrition That May Be Killing You. And it's sold now over 35 million copies. He has dozens of other books that are just fabulous. And then Dr. Ginger, another one of our favorite doctors, she was on Dr. Oz 3 times a couple of years ago for her newest book called The Rainbow Juice Cleanse. So just absolutely fabulous. And then going now to our next co-host, Vance Green, again, transformed his health, losing over 80 pounds in his middle age. He also is a criminal defense lawyer by trade, does extremely well. Him and Valerie, is a beautiful wife. They do extremely well for themselves up in Michigan. But if anybody knows anything about business, I was a school teacher, and I had to trade my time for money, football coach. He's a lawyer. He gets paid a whole lot more per hour that he trades for to make money than I did as a school teacher, but yet he still has to trade the same time. So what we're trying to do in this type of business is create residual income. So at some point after doing the work, we have an income without having to trade the time for it. Vince, tell us a bit about your journey on both your health and now your financial transformation.
Great, thanks, Todd. I was introduced to this company. It came to me through you all about, about 8, 9 years ago now. And at the time, I had topped about 275 pounds. As a result of using the products, I've seen not only the weight loss you described, 83 pounds, and been able to maintain that weight loss, but all the other health issues that go along, the high blood pressure, was able to throw away all my medications, the acid reflux. So those benefits were, what they say, priceless. And, I know we'll say we don't cure, diagnose. I'm just telling you my story. But, and then the financial health has been great too, because again, make decent money as an attorney, but I'm only as good as the next client comes in the door. Now I joke that I think doing criminal defense, I probably have about as close to residual income as anyone, because my clients keep doing the same things over and over again. But I like helping other people with their health, and also with their financial health. So it's been, as Tammy says, and I know we say it all the time, but this business has been a true blessing.
Yeah, and Vince is building his business with very high-profile people. As a matter of fact, I did a Zoom with Vince 2 weeks ago for a real estate developer out of Washington, D.C. that his net worth is well in excess of $1 billion. And the guy has not joined yet, but he, like all wealthy people, have interests and always look to diversify, especially, you know, anybody that's in commercial real estate right now is definitely want to protect their back because of all the changes going on. Chip Hellmann, another co-host this morning. Chip and his beautiful wife, Janice, are out of Nashville, Tennessee. Chip is the CEO of a healthcare company, oversees a number of employees, but in the, you know, the climate we're in has had to deal with, you know, people not being able to come to work, having to deal with layoffs, all those things that go on. And Chip also, along with performing at a high level at his traditional job, is looking for him and his wife to be able to build a residual income in through their home-based business. Chip, tell us about y'all's story. Chip, I bet you need to be made. Give me 1 second. Okay, Chip, now you can unmute yourself.
All right, there we go. Thank you, Todd. Man, I'm excited to be here this morning. And just like Vince, though I earn a very good living, I do exchange time for money. And that can't be a good long-term plan. So Janice and I have known you, Todd, for a long time and had the opportunity to meet the founders of this company early on. We realized this is something very, very different than we've ever seen before. Whether it's Fred, Mark, you go right down the list, Jeff Yates, Deanna, such a solid leadership team. And what I love most about it, Todd, it's not just one person sitting on the throne making decisions, but it's a team of people who are industry experts in their various fields, really, who came together to form this great company. Another thing that mattered to me was our Bill of Rights. I know Chad and I talked about that some yesterday, and his wife, Casey, because we're unique in that we are protected from the company taking the products retail or changing the compensation plan. So what we work hard for today will be here for generations, and that excites us.
Yeah, and when a person starts with this, because we've said a lot, you've heard from different walks of life throughout the country. So now then, to kind of simplify it, when a person starts with us, they pay $24.95 and get a distributorship, and then we just decide on a group of products that we would personally like to change our life with. And once we decide on what we call one of the transformation packs or experience packs, then that qualifies our business. So we're not going to talk about all 100 products that we offer. We're going to talk about 2 different packs. One is called the transformation pack. Another is called the experience pack. You get to choose what you want and how you want to combine the products, but they've got about 6 or 7, 8 products in there, and you're going to choose probably about 3 on a 2-month supply in your initial pack, and then you'll be able to go get other things as you choose. So you saw there the transformation pack and the experience pack. They've got a number of things, but the first product in really all of the packs is a product called MOA. By the way, she's getting to MOA. You're going to see some more just crazy transformations that happen from a health standpoint when they begin these packs. But MOA is one of our best products. We just added a newer product called Lamu Original that adds now a seaweed in there. But MOA and the Lamu Original, especially combined together, are just fantastic for reducing inflammation. The MOA in particular has 11 superfoods that specifically have clinical studies showing their ability to reduce inflammation. So if you think about what all results when you get inflammation in the body, it could be anything from plantar fasciitis in the heel to rheumatoid arthritis to we can't cure anything. This is not a medical claim. We just reduce inflammation, which reduces symptoms. Even things like acid reflux are a lot of times rooted in inflammation, but especially those that try to stay active, that just have aches and pains and soreness. It really, really helps our athletes recover faster. All of those people you see there on the screen are all MOA users. Kristen, there on the top left, She actually sells about $2,000 a month of MOA out of her CrossFit gym in Jackson, Tennessee, because of the results people get. John there on the bottom right runs a gym here in Florida where I live at. He used MOA to remove his subcutaneous fat and actually won the Mr. Overall Florida competition a couple of years back after he began using the MOA. So just a fantastic, fantastic product. The second product that we're going to talk about is a product called Rejuvenex. And Tammy, there on the next screen, you'll see all the ingredients in Rejuvenex. It's got green coffee bean extract at 120 milligrams, but it also has a number of superfoods that convert to energy. It's got L-theanine and chamomile, which is a plant leaf and a flower that's a slight calming agent. And what happens with Rejuvenex is just an even keel energy, no drop off. There's 0 calories, so just a great, great product, especially if you're in this to transform your weight. The next product coming up is another energy drink called Blue Frog 1 or 2. 2 has a little bit less sugar. It's our liquid version. Anthony Moreland was a former track star at Louisiana Tech, ran the 200 and 400. If you know anything about athletics, that's probably the 2 hardest events you can do. They're just really hard to recover from. It's a great amount of endurance and speed. But Anthony originally was introduced to Blue Frog 1 and 2 while in college and found out that it helped his recovery times. He's now transitioned out of college into the real world and actually is doing our business full time. So Anthony's both transforming his physical self and now transforming his financial future. Anthony, tell us a bit about it out of your words. You know what? I bet I got to go find Anthony and make him a co-host again. Sorry about that, Anthony. I think he logged in on a different device this time. There you go, Anthony. Sorry about that. I think you're back with us now. Anthony, can you unmute now? There we go. Still muted, Anthony. Try one more time.
How about now?
We got you loud and clear, bud.
Awesome. Technology. I got kicked out earlier, so sorry. But yes, I actually got started with everything about 8.5 years ago, almost 9 years ago. I was in college, like Todd said, and notice how personally the energy drinks were great for us. Normal energy drinks we couldn't consume. Anybody who's an athlete or anybody who's ever went to Division I, or if you have any kids or you know anybody there, at the beginning of the school year, they always give us a stack of paper saying things we could not consume. And energy drinks is one. No Red Bulls, no Monsters, none of those things. And the reason why is they register speed on our drug test from all the sugar and the caffeine. We took these to our personal trainer at Louisiana Tech, and she said, hey, I don't know what's in this thing, but there's nothing in here really that's going to make you fail a drug test. So we started consuming it. I was running the 200 and 400. It first started at practice. Mondays was always our hardest day, just like everybody always looks at Mondays as a rough day just for regular work. Well, it was a rough day for us as well on the track. Mondays and Tuesdays were busy, hard work, pain. Well, I started noticing how I started recovering fast. Well, we also started going to track meets. My time started coming down even better because I was able to practice harder. So, and that was big right there, Todd, just on the athletic standpoint. And then also, I started having success on the business standpoint as well. I didn't do anything. I didn't have it stocked up in the trunk of my car, selling it like some bootleg DVDs or CDs or anything. No, I was just consuming products for myself, sharing this with friends, family, teammates, people that went to different schools and friends back home in Dallas. And I started generating the extra income on the side, Todd. And for me, that was big. I was a college student. I never wanted to have to call my grandparents or call my mom and them and ask for funds. So I was working jobs and working jobs on campus. But I realized I didn't have to do all of that anymore. I could really just tell people about these products. The company did all the shipping for me and took care of everything of that nature. And I just shared. Where by the time I finished up college, I was generating pretty much a full-time income with this. And that was something I was doing on the side. Well, my main goal for going to college was so I can get an education, because I was always told, and if you want to be successful in life, you got to go to school. You got to get that education so you can get the dream job. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. Even though school wasn't my thing. Now, sports I loved, but school wasn't my thing. I went. Well, my dream job always, to be honest, was Apple. It was Apple. I always wanted to work for Apple. Well, it took them 3.5 years just to even give me a call to start working for Apple. I was like, if it wouldn't have been for this opportunity that I started in college, I would have had to go work for a warehouse or work for somewhere that I felt that I didn't want to work. That's the reason I went off to school. But when the job came, I took it, Todd, and I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to come in early. I'm going to stay late, because I thought that was that dream job. You know, I thought that was it. And I started realizing it really wasn't. But something life happened. You know, my grandmother got sick, Todd, and it hit me, and she had a stroke. I watched family members and friends all kind of get mad at each other because everybody's kind of telling everybody, well, I can't take off work that long. I can't afford to do this. I got to pay bills. I got to do this. I got to do that. And I was like, well, you know, I could just ask my job for, a little leeway, a little 2-3 weeks so I can take care of grandmother, so y'all don't have to worry about missing work, and y'all can just continue, so all the bills get paid. I called Apple and I asked them, I said, hey, well, I need a family emergency. I need about 2-3 weeks. And they told me no, Todd. And for me, that hit me hard, because that's my grandmother. That's somebody who's always done a lot for me. And I wanted to, be there for her. And they told me no. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put my 2 weeks notice in. Because I never wanted to be in a position where I had a job tell me when I can and cannot take off work to help out a family member. I got tired of them telling me when I couldn't go to lunch break or even go use the bathroom. It was just like, it was getting old. I didn't want to have somebody over my head telling me what I couldn't do. And I just been blessed for this opportunity and where we're headed, Todd, and it's just been amazing. And I hope that was what you were looking for there, Todd.
Absolutely, Anthony. I've heard that story now about a dozen times, and it's never any less powerful that you now control your own life, not some company controlling your life. And now, the one thing I could just share with people is that, it's sometimes not the amount of money you make, but it's the amount of time freedom you have. What if you have enough money coming into your life to wake up every day and do what you want to instead of what you have to? That changes the whole dynamics of everything. And that's exactly what Anthony was able to do through this home-based business, is tell Apple to take a hike. Although he loved his job there and made probably pretty good money, it's still better to make your own decisions on your own terms. And my grandmother's sick and I want to go stay with her a year. I can go do that. Just do Zooms and work from home. So congratulations, Anthony. And thanks. Anthony's a big part of helping us run all of our Zooms, almost every one all week long. With his IT background, he's kind of keeping us all protected in these Zooms, make sure we don't have any hackers come in. And thanks to you for doing that, Anthony. Okay, next product is called Slenderized. We're not going to spend any time on it today, but just by default, it's become one of our most famous products because it is a homeopathic weight loss formula. And we've had thousands of people get back to their ideal weight, hundreds of people lose more than 100 pounds. Just incredible. We've got meal replacement shakes. We've got green drinks. We've now got the Lemu Burn, which is an energy/protein liquid drink. I'm hearing great reviews on it across the board. It's just went live to a lot of us. Some of you have been using Burn for some time. Anthony, I see you're using it now. What's your favorite part about the Burn?
The favorite part, my favorite part would be how it takes that snack craving away, Todd, and the protein. And it just, you can consume one of these. One of my biggest things, my kryptonite, I like to say, is ice cream. Well, I can drink this at any time of the day, whether it be late at night or any time, and I notice how my craving for ice cream goes away. And the protein. Anybody who knows anything about protein in anything, any athlete would always tell you, a lot of people think protein is just, to build muscle. No, protein allows you to burn unsaturated calories and fats while you're just sitting around on the couch.
Yeah, and you saw as Anthony was talking, Tammy pulled up the approved food list. That is just, it comes, if you decide that that weight loss is part of your transformation. It absolutely does not need to be. We're not a weight loss company. We're a distribution company. You can distribute whatever you would like to. And there's a lot of incredible products we're not even going to mention this morning. But if you do want to do the weight loss, it comes with an approved food list. And the reason people have had so much success is because we don't have to count calories. We eat from this list when we're hungry. We take the subscribed products, and we have a clinical trial that proves that women that follow the program correctly are going to lose approximately 1/2 pound a day, and men lose 3/4 pound a day. And saying that, John and Kristi Oki from Omaha, Nebraska. John is a news personality there in town, and Kristi runs her own company. They've already raised several of their own children and then took it upon their shoulders to adopt 4 more just a couple of years ago. So they now have 4 young adopted children in middle age. And somehow, some way, with John waking up at 3 o'clock and being the morning news guy, and Kristi running a company and having 4 newly adopted kids, somehow, some way, they figured out a way to now put time into their home-based business. So John and Kristi, I'd love to hear in y'all's words. Y'all had both a health transformation. John lost a remarkable amount of weight beginning of this year, just absolutely transformed. It was an unbelievable pictures if you haven't seen his Facebook page. But tell us a bit about why you're doing it and how y'all work it into your busy schedules.
Can you hear me? I want to make sure, since we've had some, are you okay?
Yeah, we got you.
So John's at the news station right now. So, and we just drove in last night from a 2-week trip. And so we are busy, busy people. But I want to tell you, his question was, how did we do this? I have to give, I'm a very spiritual person, so I have to give it to God on this. But I'm going to tell you something. This is a blessing. If you have not recognized it, it is a huge blessing. And I will tell you, 6 years ago, I adopted those 4 little kids. And I had just started my own company. Let me see, my company's 10 years old, so 4 years prior. So here's the thing. They were in foster care with us for 5 years. So it took us 5 years to adopt them. It's been 6 years now that we've had them. But we then joined ARIIX right when the adoption happened. Now this is called crazy. Crazy, you guys. Adopting 4 little kids that are stair-stepped. I mean, we got 12, 11, 9, and 7 now. So imagine 6 years ago, they're little tiny things. And what do? I've started my company. I'm busy. I've got lots of employees. I'm going all sorts of different directions. John gets up at 2, not 3, 2 in the morning. And I'm like a single parent in the morning. Why would I want to take on such a demanding thing? Does it have to be that demanding? The thing is, there's lots of ways to measure this, okay? Some people can put an hour in, 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. Some people can work it quite a bit. I'm a rabbit when it comes to things. I'm also somebody that goes after the carrot, okay? There are some people that move slower, but to me, I had to prove it to everyone around me that this works, because there's a lot of hype about how these type of home-based businesses don't pay you anything and they don't work. And so in the beginning, I had no interest, none at all, for selling this. I just needed to lose some weight and feel better. And it has been a journey for me. I mean, I'm up, I'm down, I'm up and down. It's a daily struggle. But I will tell you, I feel a whole lot better than I did 6 years ago. And I will tell you, I did it for these 4. Well, and my other 2. But here's the thing. To have time, don't even talk to me about not having enough time. I don't, when I have people in my team say, I just don't have time, I just don't have time. Ladies and gentlemen, you have time for what you want. You have time to go shoe shopping. You have time to go to the gym. You have time for what you want. And I wanted this. And I want it bad. And so I didn't give up. There was peaks and valleys. There's hard times. There's good times. But I'm going to tell you, to make time and to go and do this is something that you have to decide that is worth it. But I will tell you, you haven't seen me quit. So I must be doing something that is working. Did you want me to?
And Kristal, John, I know that your business is just exploding. I think maybe your overall business added about 50 new people last week. Is that pretty close to correct?
That is correct. Yes. And so if anything, that makes me want to work harder because there's two sides here. I'm working two sides. And so, if anything, when you have people who are joining your team on one side, then you get busy on the other side. And, I always tell John, I'm a for sure thing. I'm going to recruit. I'm going to grow. I need like-minded people just like me because you know what? That's where we're going. The train has left and we are going and you got to hop on. So feeling
yeah,
very
and Christy, I always commend you and John because there sometimes are legitimate excuses not to have time. And him running the new show and the requirements of that, you running a company, adopting 4 young kids. If anybody ever had an excuse not to do this, I'm gonna give you guys that pass. But it's still going to give you the best future you could ever imagine. And I'm just so happy y'all's business is exploding out from underneath you, and that other side gets up and goes. And who knows, y'all may be traveling the world, not 2 weeks every now and then, but just constantly with your kids. Tammy, Krumwiede, let's go on to the getting started page, and then we'll come back to Kristal. I love for her to close it out. For those of you that would like to get started with us and participate, like Christy or Chip or Anthony or Vince and Valerie, any of the ones you've heard from today, we all start the same way. We pay $24.95 for our business. It's the greatest thing about it. It's the least expensive business you could ever own. There are then multiple packs to choose from. The experience packs, which Tammy, matter of fact, you can flip one page and then come back. You'll see the experience pack on the next page, which are, if you want some of that seaweed drink or the giving greens or some of the burn that we now have packs, they're all going to be about the same price. They're all less than $400. And then you add in shipping and tax. So it's going to be over $400 by the time you pay $24.95, buy $400 worth of products, get it to your front door. But once you go back to this next screen, Tammy, you'll see at the bottom that once you get your business, you'll then need an active auto ship of 100 volume points. You'll see there are 3 different choices to choose from it can be any combination. You don't have to choose those, but that's what we call getting your business qualified. You'll want to do that the day you sign up, although you won't get it or be billed for it until the 4th Friday out. But the importance is our company creates what's called a reward bank for you. And every dollar you ever spend in the company, to include shipping and taxes, goes into this bank. And you're able to use it as if it's real dollars on buying product discounts down even further. You're going to get a 30% discount as a active distributor with an auto ship. But using those reward dollars in what we call our loyalty shopping, you can get 45, 60% off. You can use it for discounted travel if you opt into our travel program, and that's anywhere in the world, to include airlines and hotels and all-inclusives and rental cars. You can use it if you like jewelry. We are partnered with a diamond company that supplies Tiffany's with their diamonds. You can make custom jewelry and use those dollars to basically get jewelry high price. And then we haven't talked about the pay plan yet. We generally do that separately, where we talk about all the different ways you're going to start getting paid here every Friday. But one lady that was able to transform her health, as you can see there in the picture, it's always a mind-boggling picture to me. She's done as good a job as anybody I've ever seen. But more importantly, she's transformed her time freedom and her financial life. Dr. Kristal Vance was formerly a chiropractor. As a lot of doctors are, she has some student loans and obviously employees and overhead and all the things that comes along with the practice, which a lot of times induces stress because, for those of you that don't own your own business, there's a certain amount of money you have to make every week before you ever get back to even. You can actually go backwards in a week if you have overhead and employees and things. And Dr. Kristal Vance was introduced to the Burn and the Lemieux Original and some other things, used it for a health transformation, but over a couple of years part-time, has now been able to completely transfer out of her practice. Dr. Kristal, would you close us out and tell us why everybody should get started in their home-based business?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on here today. What a way to start the week. I think it's just naturally ingrained in every single one of us that we feel like we were destined for something big. Like we're always just sitting there going, when is my big moment in life going to happen? And I will tell you that that was not where I was at when I was shown this. I was literally, I hit that moment. Anybody ever been here, that moment in your life where you're like, there's got to be more, because I'm really tired of what I'm doing. Like, I love what I'm doing, but there's a rut here. And man, I was in the rut and I was making good money. But the stress of making the good money had begun to outweigh the benefits of making the money. And all of a sudden I found out, I realized I was spending just as much as I was making. And I'm a businesswoman. And I think most of the people that are on here, you're an entrepreneur at heart. You're a business-minded person. That's why you're sitting on here on a Monday morning. And you're also going, like me, I need to take care of myself better. And I needed to, because my going for that business, I had stopped taking care of myself. I started to become last. And so all of a sudden I was like, I need to take care of me first. And so I started listening. I saw people having these results with all of these products because they were such great quality products. And here's the truth of the matter. As a doctor, I can say this. When you put good quality things into your body, you get good quality things out of your body. As an American society or anywhere else, we tend to put diesel in a gas engine, and then we're like, but why am I unhealthy? Why don't I feel good? And it's like, well, because you just ate at McDonald's and drank a Red Bull. Like, really? You expect to feel good? No. We got to put some good stuff in. And so what I love about this company is if you don't want to read the back of every can, if you don't want, you're like, I don't want to become a doctor and figure out exactly, we will stair step you. We will show you exactly what to do in a very simple way. And you can regain and start to get your own transformation and get your health back. We can totally help you there. But in that process, and I started to have a transformation. You saw the pictures. Like, yes, all those pictures were me. My health started to get better, but at the same time, that ripple, I dropped a rock into the pond of possibility. Like, when I started to get my health back, it started to change my whole life. My stress levels started to come down because people would ask me, what are you doing? And I didn't have to sell them anything. I spent $300,000 to get an education and open a business. And then I had employees. Like, I wasn't going to schlep juice out of the back of my car. But I will gladly, if somebody asks me what I'm doing, I'll gladly give them a link to log in on their phone. Like, this finally really is smart because it makes me money. Is your phone making you money? Mine does. And I give them a link, and then I got a portion. I created some income because I was the marketing. I was the person that said, hey, go to Amazon. Well, I did that all the time, but Amazon never paid me anything. ARIIX does. See, I found a way to make my word of mouth marketing pay me. The only difference between me and you is the company that you refer to. And what it allowed me to do is, at the age of 45 years old, retire. Never in my wildest dreams that I love helping people. I had no desire. I wasn't looking to retire from my job because I loved what I did. But what I found here is, do you know how many people are looking for what I had? They wanted their time back. They wanted another way to create income. They wanted some excitement in their life. They wanted an outlet to win. Like, I played collegiate volleyball. Like, I'm an entrepreneur. I naturally want to win. So what did I do? I started playing golf. And like, I was not good enough to be LPGA. What I was spending a lot of money trying to find somewhere to win. And instead here, I get to make money and win. I get to help other individuals win. We get to get our health back. I have lost over 100 pounds, but that was the side effect. Like, that is not what I came in here looking for. I came back in here trying to find me, to get my health back, to get my family. Because I mean, I didn't go recruit. I wasn't looking to recruit everybody. I was like, in fact, when I started this, if you're like me, I was like, I'm not going to tell a single person. I'm getting the pack because that's the smart business move to make. Like, I got that. I can write it off, my taxes. I get tax benefits. Now I can write my cell phone off because it's a home-based business. I get some square footage in my house that I get to reclaim off my taxes. Like, business-wise, it was the smart thing to do. So I got a pack. The $24.95 was ridiculous. Like, $24.95 to get 30% off. Well, that's like what I do every time I walk into a store to the back rack, right? Because I want what's on sale. So like, that's a given. Go get the $24.95, but then decide how you want to maximize the money you spend. Like, you're spending this money anyways. You're going to Starbucks. You're going to GNC. You're going to Amazon. You're spending it. Redirect it to ARIIX. And if you want to maximize that, then talk to the person who told you about this, and they'll show you which pack maximizes your money the best. So for me, I was like, hey, I'm not telling anybody, but if I ever want to tell somebody, like if it just accidentally rolls off my tongue, I want to make sure I make the most for it. So I got one of the largest packs because, one, I wanted to try all the products too. Like, I wanted to be informed. And so I did. And the next thing you know, I'm like, hey, sister, I think you'd really like this. Oh my gosh, my best friend, this was made for you. Like, all of a sudden I realized I was doing what I always did with other companies. I just never got paid for it. And I started getting paid for it. And then guess what? So did they. And then guess what? So did they. And I never realized the power of my word of mouth marketing. And I guarantee you don't either. You don't realize how much money you make for Amazon. You don't realize how much money you make for Walmart, yet you do it for free. I don't anymore. I expect to get paid for my word of mouth marketing. And ARIIX guarantees that they'll pay us the best. You've never heard of ARIIX before, but I guarantee in the next 36 months, it'll be hard to find somebody who hasn't. As a community, as a society, we're looking for loyalty from companies. We're tired of being taken advantage of. We want to know that our money is going with somebody we believe in. And I am telling you, when ARIIX says that they're good, that their motto is to release the good in you, they're not kidding. There are companies waiting in the wings to get on board here because they want your eyeballs. They want to earn your buying. Isn't that refreshing? Isn't that refreshing that you're going to get paid to shop with somebody because they appreciate your business? And that ARIIX is setting a standard that they're not letting a company in unless they give us the best. This is a paradigm shift in shopping. This is a paradigm shift in network marketing. And you have the ability to be here at the right time. No one in North America has heard of us. Welcome. 36 months from now, all of your friends will have heard of it. And will you be the person that told them? Or will they finally say, you heard about this 36 months ago and you didn't jump in? Are you crazy? Don't miss it. You be that guy. You be the smart person. Because I'm telling you what, my family's going to live a different life. And yours should too. So get with the person who brought you on here today. They just want the best for you. And they also want the best for them. And if we all will link arms together, you will not believe what we can demand from these companies. Times are changing. So I know this is an amazing way to start a Monday. It's an amazing way to start a week, but this is an amazing way to start your future. Throwing it back at you, Todd.
Thank you, Dr. Kristal. You're amazing. I know why you've been so successful. And thank you to all the co-hosts today. Every story is just riveting. The way this company can change lives. If you're watching this by video or YouTube link somebody sent you, just get back with the person that sent you here. They'll answer the rest of your questions. And just as Dr. Kristal Vance was saying, help you decide on your pack. She chose the big one, so did I, but you can start with whatever makes sense to you. Just get started. Everybody out there, have a blessed day. Anthony, you can unmute us. Everybody can say goodbye.